I'm going to show how to make a sawtooth waveform using Affinity Photo's procedural texture filter. When I went through all the different oscillators in Affinity Photo, I didn't see an easy way to make a sawtooth waveform. But I was watching a video on Blender and I noticed that there they were using the function fraction to make a sawtooth waveform. So I thought about it and I thought, yeah, because fraction goes from takes the fractional part of a number. So if you give it a number like 3.14, it'll return a value of just the fractional part. In Blender that works okay, it keeps generating sort of a sawtooth whether it's positive or negative. But in Affinity Photo, when the number is negative, it'll return a negative value that's going from 0 down to -1. Which I guess makes sense. That's okay. So the function ends up with this transition right at 0. And the first idea I had was, well, maybe I could take an absolute value of that. If I take the absolute value of that, and it goes like that. And so then I thought, well, maybe I could, if I look at the sign of this number, maybe I could add that. Let's see, let's go back to this one. So if I add the sign of this to it, maybe that would work. So I'm going to add, no, the sign is negative, so that would shift it down. So maybe if I subtract the sign of it, sign of sx, okay, then it goes like that. So I finally decided I would do a 0.5 times the sign of this. Okay, then it shifts it like that. So let me see how that works out. Okay, so it's shifted a little bit. If I wanted it to be between 0 and 1, I've got to add 0.5 to the whole thing. So my function came out to be fraction of sx minus 1/2 times the sine of sx plus a half. You can scale this and change the frequency. So if I put in a number, I'll just input this one. So if I want to scale this, I would want to put in parentheses around it and multiply by the scaling factor. And then I could also adjust the frequency by multiplying it by my other factor c. So I can bring this up or increase the frequency. You could also use rounding to get this. So I think if I take x minus the round down of x, it should do the same thing. So I'm going to try that. Yeah, so that produces the same thing, and that might be a little easier function. So I found that while I was messing around with some other of the math functions. All right, let me know if you have any comments or questions, and thanks for watching.